Okay, so welcome everybody to this evening's team call. Lovely to see you all. We've got some good topics to get started with tonight to cover, and we're always going to be covering important information every week to keep you updated. So if you can't log on live, please do still watch the trainings, because otherwise you're going to miss out on important information, and it saves our times as uplines, if you guys do catch up on it, so you know what's going on. Right, so let's get started with what we're going to be sharing today. So I'll share the screen, and we have got our very lovely Sarah Barber and a couple of other ladies who are going to be talking this evening about a survey that they've been running. So these are some of the subjects here on the screen that you can see that we're going to be covering, and we're going to start with Sarah, who's very kindly agreed to come and share how they've been getting on with this survey and what it entails and what it's all about. And so Sarah, hi, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, lovely.
Oh, hi.
You might want to share your screen at this point, maybe, I'm thinking.
Sure, yeah, just give me a sec to get it up. I think it's us saying I can't do it while you're doing it.
Okay, let me stop my share.
Okay, thanks.
So you might want to actually, first of all, explain what this survey is and where it came from, and because it's something that some of the team are rolling out already, having heard about it. I'm just going to mute everybody. In Prague, on the training that they went on with Elise Shedovy, who is our upline from America. And she taught loads of great things, loads of different strategies, but one of the strategies was this study survey group. And some of our team have been rolling it out already to trial it and been having some great results. So we've got Sarah, who's going to talk about what it is, and then we've got a couple of our other lovely ladies. I think Rue's here, and I'm not sure if Georgie's able to join, but we just want to hear how you've all been finding it, really, because some of us may want to be doing it ourselves, and certainly I think it's a great thing to do as soon as possible if you want to do it, because more and more people are going to start doing this survey, I think. So it's probably good to get out there and be one of the first before it's really done to death. So Sarah, how are you getting on?
Yeah, I'm just downloading the questionnaire now. Wait a sec. There we go. It should be just coming. That's not it. Sorry, I hadn't realised that.
I just threw you straight in early.
Yeah, it's jumping all around the computer.
Just to start.
Well, I think the idea of the survey is some people still find it difficult to approach people and try to get people to sample the oils. Sometimes people feel a little bit uncomfortable with that option, and so this is a sort of more gentler way to approach people and to ask if they're interested in actually trying a sample by saying that there's a survey that you're doing, and would you like to participate in the survey, and tell them the things that you're looking for, which I'm sure Sarah will go through, the different oils that you can use, and would they like to participate in that, and they form a group and they give their experiences and stuff, so it feels less forced, maybe, in a little bit of more of a gentle way to approach sampling, and I think a lot of people find that a lot easier to do. Is that how do you find it, Sarah? Did your team find that a bit easier?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what we really found was that we're literally saying to each other, "Oh my goodness, we can't believe how easy it is to find people this way." So the studies, really, it's just another way of sampling and finding people, really. But the language that we're using, it completely turns it on its head. And it's a very kind of it's just different language. So rather than looking for people and asking them if we can help them with an ailment and offer them a sample, we're basically just saying, you know, I'm really excited, you know, I'm about to launch this new program or this new study or this new free trial where I'm going to be, you know, looking for 20 people, and I'm going to be offering them a free trial of an essential oil to help them with an ailment that they're experiencing for somewhere around 1 to 2 weeks. We've gone for 10 days. And, you know, you've kind of picked maybe 4 areas that you're deciding to look at in your study, and you will offer them to these people. And you'll literally say, you know, do you know anybody that might be interested in participating? I'm going to be looking at, you know, sleep, stress, pain, and digestion. That they're the ones that we've gone for in this study. And, you know, people, firstly, you know, it's you're not asking that person if they will participate. Very often they will go, oh yeah, you know, could I do it? And of course you say, yes, of course you can. But also it's kind of giving them the idea that it could be just somebody else that they know. So also it's a lovely way of helping people expand, you know, like expand into other people's markets. So in other people.
Oh, is she gone? Where's she gone? She's cut off. Sarah's having a few technical issues, I think, this evening, bless her. She'll be back in a minute. Rude and Nika, you guys have been doing the study as well, haven't you? Would you be...
Yep.
Hey, so would you be able to share how you guys have been getting on with it?
Okay, so we've done our study and sort of wrapped it up now.
Yes.
And we did it straight away, actually, after we'd had a meeting with you guys down in Bristol, a team meeting, and it was great. We just did 10 people each. What did we do? We did sleep, anxiety, pain, and digestion, which is sort of IBS. And everyone had really positive results. It was really good. And I found it a really great way to approach people, to say, hey, look, you can get some free oils, just a good chance to get a touch with these oils. And I had one enrollment. I got 11 people on the study within like 8 hours of putting it out there.
Wow.
Everyone's desperate to get free oils, so it was really nice. And everyone had a positive response to it. And I think there'll be a lot more enrollments from it. It just takes time. All of them were first touches. None of them had come across the oils before. And we sent them out with in the bigger bottles because they needed a few more drops. I think I put 25 drops in the sample bottles, so they're the slightly bigger bottles, and like a business card and a top 10 oils card. One of these.
Yeah.
So they had like a nice little package straight away. And so that was really nice because straight away, and then we invited them to a webinar or a live class, and that's where I had problems actually, because all my people were really far away, and so I couldn't get them to a live class, and then a lot of them were young mums, so it was really tricky to get them on a webinar. So I ended up sending them a recorded link to the webinar, and some of them still haven't watched it. So that was a tricky one.
Sarah's got a really good idea with this. I'm sure when she comes back on, but what Sarah was doing here was she was saying there were some stipulations if you want to be part of the study at the beginning, that you must attend 2 webinars, one at the beginning and one at the end, and also I think agree to an online consultation.
So that's what Jenny did in our team as well, and that I think that worked really well. I was just a bit more relaxed about it, but it's okay. That's sort of my technique, and I think people will come in anyway.
It feels like a lot to say to people. Like, will people be prepared to do 2 webinars and a consultation? But funnily enough, it sounds like they are.
Well, what Sarah did was she split the webinar into 2. So the first webinar was just talking about what an essential oil is and the 3 ways to use them, and then the second webinar was the second part with talking about I don't know if she did their particular oil to start with or exactly how she broke it up, but the oils part and the clothes was in the second.
That's a great idea.
So there were 2 there, and I think, yeah, maybe the agreeing to the consultation at the end where you and the questions. Oh, she's back.
Sorry, I'm back.
Yeah, well done. And Rue was just sharing her experiences of their survey as well, and I was telling them about what you did with splitting the webinar into 2. Did you hear that, Sarah? Oh.
I did, yeah.
And yeah, so that seems like a great idea to me. I think that's so clever.
Yeah, that was actually Elise's, the way that Elise had put it together. It was her sort of idea, but also it just feels like it's less for people to commit to. They're still committing to 2 things, but they're not having to commit to anything that's too big. Can you hear me okay?
How long was the first webinar that you did?
Oh, really, really quick, half an hour.
And did you do, like, if they were sampling digest, then did they come to a different one? Was it as individual or was it a group webinar? Did they come to the one that suited their
Yeah, it was a group one.
Yeah. And
Elise said in Prague that that's good, that's fine, because it gets everybody to see that there's lots of different oils that can help lots of different things. So we literally did, as Emily said, the first part of the class. So, what is an essential oil and the 3 ways to use. Yeah. And then we took people into, okay, now we're just going to take, and we did safety, 3 ways to use and safety. And then we went straight into, okay, now I'm going to explain exactly how you're going to use your oil for the particular ailment that you're working on in the study. And so this whole thing took half an hour, and we would go through pain, and we would say, okay, for pain you will either have deep blue oil, deep blue rub, or if you suffer with headaches, then you might have peppermint oil. And we would take people, we would tell them that, how to use the deep blue. So it's quite easy for, obviously, deep blue. It's literally just, we would say, use it 3 to 5 times a day on the area, and then we would move on to the next ailment, and we would demonstrate the human diffuser, and we'd go into minute detail so they know exactly how to use it for each ailment. And we would do a webinar. We'd try and encourage people to a live class. So I've been doing it with just a few of us, but most of us are located in Brighton, where I live. So we had a live class in Brighton and a webinar option for people that, we encouraged them to come to the live, but if they couldn't, they'd come to the webinar. But if anybody in my team was doing the study and isn't located in Brighton, I also encouraged them to have a live class wherever they lived. And if people were coming to the live class, then it's also, we would tell them that they're getting their oils or oil at the live class. So then there's an added incentive for them actually to come, because they have to come to get their oil, and the instructions, and they would do their questionnaire then. And then for those that couldn't do to them, but as you probably mentioned when my connection went, we've amended the questionnaire, and not only is there a little disclaimer, but there's a few lines on what we're asking people to commit to. So we are asking people, but also when we're having those initial conversations with people, the way we, like Natalie Heath, who's on here tonight in my team, she came up with this nice idea of, it's almost part of the program, and the classes can actually be a benefit. They're actually almost like a perk of doing the program, that they get these 2 classes included. And they come and they come to the first one and they get their oils, and we tell them a bit more, and then at the end we're helping them look at the results of just helping them look at their results, but also the group as a whole.
What did you cover in the second webinar or class?
We haven't actually done it yet, because we're our study's finishing this Saturday, so our closed classes are Monday and Tuesday next week. But yeah, it's really just picking up from the second half. So we'll be talking, we're going to talk just a little bit about, because we will have tried to get everybody's second questionnaires in prior to the classes, so we can then feed back to people, what the overall results were. But then after that, we'll then sort of go into, as you will have heard from us talking about the 4 ailments that we've been looking at and study, there's so many, oils that will help so many ailments. And that's when we would lead into talking about, the 10 core oils and the family essentials kit. And then it would just pick up from there in terms of doing the normal class and the close.
Take people very briefly just through the process then, the order and the process. So there's 2 questionnaires to fill in.
Yeah.
And then there's the classes, and there's so how does the order work? What's the so people can understand the sort of the way.
Yeah. So Elise gives us kind of a script, so which obviously we can all share with the the wider team. So we even get the letter, the wording for those initial contacts, which you can obviously edit a little bit to make it to put your spin on it. So you're finding people by sending an email or doing a social media post or posting in a group or doing a poster which basically says what I said at the beginning, that you're running a program. First 20 people can have a free trial of the oils for these 4 ailments. If you or someone would be interested, please get in touch. Okay. And people get in touch. This is that easy. It's because it's free oils, it's for an ailment, and we're not asking that particular person for anything. We're just asking them to tell us if they can think of anybody that would benefit because they know somebody that has an ailment.
Right, so they get back to you then and say, yes, I have, and then the questionnaire then.
Yeah, so we just tell them what the program involves. So I would say, we're running it from this date to this date. The program would involve me giving you an oil free of charge to try for 10 days. There would be a half an hour class at the beginning that you would join either in person or online. Yeah. And then there would also be one at the end that you would also attend, and I said the first one's half an hour, the last one's an hour. And there would also be a questionnaire to complete at the beginning or the end to help you measure, your results.
And I think at that point, when you're explaining what they need to do to be part of the program, I think it would be very effective at that point to say, there will be, we'll give you a personal online consultation at the end. So maybe at that point you could go through the questionnaire with them, so you really understand their needs. Because if they're just ticking, oh no, it didn't really help or something, you kind of can then go into, oh well, how did you use it, and kind of go off track.
Yeah.
And if it didn't quite go the way that they hoped, you can explain why a bit. And and obviously they've at that point they may have already learnt about the properties of the other oils as well, so there might be other oils they can try, so I think that might be a nice thing to incorporate.
I mean also we're giving them like at that first class we're saying we're going to keep in close contact, and we actually say 2 days from now we're going to get back in touch with you to check how you're getting on, whether you need any further support, if you've got any questions. And then we do that whole piece around, if you're not getting the results you expect, we want to help you get a positive experience with the oils. And at that point, we'd obviously check to see, are they using it correctly? Are they using it enough? And if they are, then, 2 days in, we want to actually get, do something about it if they're not. So today, for example, a couple of us have resampled, and we popped first class different oils in the post to people, and there's still enough time. We've still got 5 days of our study plus 2 days kind of contingency, so people can still have a 7-day experience with a new oil. And we're basically we've actually said in that little disclaimer as well, that we will be checking in every couple of days. So we're really kind of, not leaving anything to chance to help them to have a positive experience by the end of it. Yeah. And we're also creating a Facebook group, which we've just added people in today. So Elise suggests, which I think is genius, that we wait for people to tell us that they've had a positive experience. So we don't just add everyone straight away. You wait till they've had a positive experience and then you add them. So today, sort of at the beginning of our 5th day, this is the first time we've added anybody to our group, and we've added about 12 people into our group today and invited them to sort of just say hello, tell people what oil they're using and what their experience is. And then obviously it's all positive experiences, and everybody else is kind of seeing that, and also kind of reading about other oils that are good for different ailments.
Absolutely. And then, you know, it can take sort of several touches for people to realise that they've had, you know, a couple of good touches there, and from that, hopefully that, you know, you can invite them to the cleanse program or anything else that we're running. And so yes, have you guys got anything else sample size was an interesting point, because I know that like on Chloe's team with Rachel and Nick and everybody, you felt that if the samples, I read on a post the other day that if you give 2 bigger samples and they haven't used all of it, they might not feel like they need to get any more yet. So that's an interesting point, isn't it?
Yeah, the way we worked it is we've done a 30 drops for the 10 days. So we're kind of thinking, you know, it does vary a little bit depending on the ailment, but that people, for whatever ailment they're using, and pretty much, you know, the instructions that we're giving, if they do what we say for the 10 days, then that we've given them exactly the right amount.
So then, they need to be consistent.
So they need to be, exactly, because what's really good is I encouraged my team to do the study as well. So we're all actually doing the study as well, and it's been really interesting because, for example, I've been doing the pain study, and what I've noticed is, you know, 3 times a day isn't enough. 5 times a day is working wonders for my pain. So it's really and somebody else in my team was, you know, using an oil for stress, and she's sort of saying, oh, she tried lemon and she's tried lavender, and then, you know, not, and I'm like, you've got to keep going, you know, because there will be an oil that works. It's just you've got to find it, and you know that this is really invaluable as well for us when we're sampling other people as well, because we've got to make sure that we keep supporting people until they have positive experiences as well. So it's quite quite insightful.
Amazing. And Rue, did you want to say anything? Or
we found with the only thing that people ran out of, we found like 25 to 30 drops was great, but with the deep blue we were sampling the rub in a little sort of lip salve pot, and that ran out quite quick, because and so we had to reissue some samples to the deep blue guys, but actually I think that was quite good that we had to reissue, because it made sure that we were getting in touch with them and them in touch with us. But we just, so you have to be prepared to reissue if you're doing the little pots of deep blue. We did the rub rather than the oil because the rub is easier to use, and the oil also you can't take internally, and just in case they had it in a bottle without a special cap, something happened. So that's why we did the rub.
Yeah, the rub's good. The rub's good choice.
Yeah. We use these little pots, so they're really dinky.
Yeah.
That one's got these.
They're from Essential Oil Supplies, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're a slightly bigger size.
Maybe, yeah, you could perhaps get a slightly bigger size, I guess, couldn't
Like,
you? 5 ml or something.
Yeah, you can get bigger sizes. But actually, it was probably enough to get them going and get them really into the deep blue rub.
What did you do for the pain?
The deep blue, we did a combination just based on, because I hadn't got any pot, I hadn't been organised and got anything to put the rub in. So for some people, I made up a 5 ml rollable bottle. I put 10 drops of deep blue oil, and the rest was carrier oil. And then for one guy, I sent, after much deliberation, the little sample sachets, and I was trying to think, you know, how many is enough? And in the end, I was like, I've got to give him 1 a day if he's going to be using it several times a day. So obviously that's a £5. But then some of the oils, you know, like some of the samples are going to be more expensive than others, and some are cheaper. So I think on balance, you know, you just have to accept that, or you know, or if cost was a real issue, then you just maybe don't offer pain as one of your areas that you're looking at as in the study. You could offer, you know, at the end of the day, we can offer whatever we want.
Try and offer things that get quite an instant, you know, response.
Yeah,
Certainly.
yeah, like I was thinking of doing congestion next time, like respiratory stuff. But also what was quite interesting, what I've noticed so far is, you know how we normally talk about stress and emotional things as not being that great for giving immediate obvious results. Actually, a lot of the people already that are saying are coming back with positive testimonials are telling us how amazing they're feeling from inhaling lemon or orange or lavender, which is really interesting.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's an option. Then you could do something like that.
So to confirm, you guys did digestion, so you did Zengest, is that right? You did pain, so you did deep blue or peppermint or lavender, I suppose. What else did you do? You did
we just offered deep blue for pain unless it was a headache, and we did peppermint, and then we did sleep. So we've only offered lavender, but we thought we could offer orange if we needed to, or even Serenity soft gels, which I know isn't in the kit, but they do work amazingly well. And also they were something that Elise also suggested, you know, that we could use for sleep. And then stress or anxiety, depending on, you know, because people identify with, some people wouldn't realise they have stress, but they would realise they had anxiety, or they wouldn't realise they had anxiety, but they know they're stressed. It's quite interesting. But anyway, so we use lemon, lavender or wild orange for that. I mean, you can obviously get into the mood oils, but we just figured because they're much more expensive and try and stick with oils that are in the Family Essentials kit.
Brilliant. And did you guys do the same?
Yes, kind of. We stuck with the sort of, lavender for sleep, wild orange for stress or anxiety, deep blue rub, and Digest Zen for tummies. And what we said to people is we're starting with the cheapest oil, and then if that doesn't work, if like we had a couple of guys with the sleep, we then sampled them with Serenity oil, and then one of my people I sampled with something else, which will come to me. But so we slowly went up in price at the same time, but most people were great on the first one. The other thing, in the Facebook group, we had a Facebook group too, and what went really well was halfway through, Chloe put on a competition to win a bottle of Serenity for the best sort of testimonial for draw. I can't remember how we decided, but that got loads of testimonies, really positive testimonies out there, and it was really good engagement. And I think we could have run a few more of those sort of competitions within the Facebook page. We didn't want to sort of swamp it at the same time, but we're definitely doing another one in the autumn, and we'll be more up for they love competitions.
Yeah, and just including them with anything that is happening. So, you know, like the programme coming up and things like that, or convention, and just to further their learning, I suppose, and so they see the benefits of getting an account, and, you know, all of that stuff. So, and the continued education series that they would have from having an account. And amazing. Oh, well, thank you so much, guys. Are we able to upload any of the documents that we've got to the Facebook tribe, you know, the questionnaires or things like that? It'd be quite nice to have a little folder on this, wouldn't it, for anyone that wants to do it? And if you do want to do it, you might just want to collaborate with some of the people from your team and do it as a group of you together. It's probably better than doing it on your own, because then you're going to get the support from each other and more people. But so much food for thought. So thank you so much for joining on. Right, we need to get started with a bit more of our minutes. We've got 15 minutes to cover the rest. So,
thanks,
so let's
guys.
go. So thank you so much. Right, okay, so what else have we got to talk to you about tonight? A couple of things. Let's go. Okay, top enrollers of the month. Do you want to do it, Tim? We've got Adele Wimsett got 7 last month.
This is for February, obviously.
Debbie Baharrell enrolled 7 last month. Amazing. Miriam Greaves, 8. Miriam always enrolls loads of people. Well done, Miriam. Robin Fawcett, 9. Rochelle Hubbard, 9. Amazing, guys. Annabelle Grimmer, 11. That's over in Malta, I think. And Debbie Lawrence, 12. And I hope you like that, Rue. That was for you. Rue enrolled 17, and it was her 2nd month, and that's just incredible. So yeah, well done, Rue. Rue said that hopefully in a couple of weeks she might come on and tell us, you know, how she got on and how she managed to do that in her 2nd month. So amazing. Proud of you. Right. Rank advancements for last month. So we had 4 elites. We had Amy Lawrence, Michelle Brown, Charlotte Brown, and Sheila Green. So amazing, guys. Elite's such an important, pivotal place to reach, because you only need to know how to do it yourself and then duplicate that 54 times and you'll be presidential diamond. If you can do it yourself, you can teach somebody else how to do it. So amazing. Premiere. So we had Jordana Briggs, Matthew Pinchas, and Rachel Wood. Amazing, guys. You know, this is your first kind of, you step into a bit more of a structure when you reach Premiere, and you're stepping into more of a leadership position. And Silver, Debbie Lawrence. Tim's been having fun again with the with the PowerPoint. Oh, that's nice though. I like that. Okay, so 30 days to bloom and glow. Now we need to get this out there now, guys. It's so exciting. We've all got our posters, or hopefully.
Who knows about poo?
Lots of interest. And I can't remember who said that they would talk about poo or stools.
Apart from our children, they're quite good at it.
So if that was you, please can you let us know, because we still need more content, guys, okay? Anything you've got, please keep sending it in, and thank you for everybody that has sent their stuff in already. We did show you how to do it last week on the team call, how to upload a video to YouTube,
which people are doing, and we've got, I think we've probably got about, I don't know, maybe
20.
half in half, maybe enough
but
for half a month.
More.
So, you know, there's some lovely things that we've been sent. So, you know, do feel free if you can think of anything.
Recipes, you know, just doing a little guided recipe on with the video. It doesn't have to be that good. And Tim's quite clever. He can make anything a bit better if it's, you know, needs a bit of help. But yeah, just healthy recipes is good, because we've got the recipes, but it'd be nice to have some videos of you preparing them and before and afters and all of that sort of stuff. So yeah,
just make sure that you try and film it horizontally,
so widescreen.
Better, if that's easier, it looks better as well. So turn your phone sideways.
Yeah, anyone who can do poo and or talk on stools, that would be much appreciated. Get your starter packs ready. Obviously we went through that last week, but make sure that you've got them ready, because they need to get these before we start on the 19th, and obviously they need to order their kits before the 19th, because it needs to take time to arrive from doTERRA. So if you've got people that want to get going, you need to help them with their first enrollments and their first orders, and you need to be guiding your people, okay? So really guiding your people. Somebody's drawn on the screen again. I still don't know how to get rid of somebody drawing on the screen. We need to work that out. There's an erase button, I think.
Well done. Got rid of it.
Hang on.
Well done. Well done. Whoever that was. Okay.
There you go. You have to tell us how you did that. And also, you're going to wanting to be really guiding them to get them ordering their kit and helping them to do that. Okay.
Thanks, Charlie. What oils do we have in the pack?
In the pack, so we've got they get lemon already in the Cleanse and Restore kit. So they're going to have Melaleuca. They're going to have Zen Jest. They're going to have On Guard. They're going to have Lavender. And they're going to have, what was the last one?
That wasn't peppermint, was it?
Peppermint, yeah.
It was peppermint. And don't forget that if they order the bundle as well, the On Guard bundle, they'll get the wild orange as well.
Yeah, and that needs to be obviously added to the starter kit that you're sending out.
And that will take you over the 150 for the incentive chip.
Yeah, and don't forget, there's obviously the amazing Immortelle offer that you can be telling them about as well, okay? So advertise away. I actually myself, I did quite an expensive boost this week to promote it, but you know, if you have a Facebook event, you can boost it, and even if it's just like £10, your area that you're going to be reaching out to is going to be a lot more. And what I'm doing then is anybody that likes my post, I send them a private message, and my private message says something like this. I'll just read to you what I am sending out to anybody that's clicked interested or even just liked the post. This is what I've been sending out to them on Insta. So it says, my phone's just uploading. Here we go. So it says, hey, pleased to see you like the sound of our 30 Days to Bloom and Glow cleanse. The programme starts on Monday the 19th of March. If you have any questions about the cleanse or are interested in joining us for it, get in touch so we can help you order the cleanse kit, send you your free starter gift, add you to the Facebook support forum and guide you. Best wishes, Emily. So that's what I'm sending out, and that's what I do, you know, with people that click interest or like. You have to then follow that up, because, you know, they've shown you they're interested, but you know, people are busy, they'll forget. So yep, advertise away and get yourselves ready. Okay, what else? So we've got some lovely Mother's Day gifts. Don't forget, Mother's Day is coming up. You can go into your back office, and remember, you can be suggesting this to your customers. I put a lovely post on. Emily Wright from corporate is looking for testimonials that they can show at convention. And I just thought, I was reading some of the posts on the Diamond Group, and it was so inspiring and motivating to hear. And it just reminded me, you know, why we're here, what this is all about. It's about changing people's lives and helping people. And so please do post your comments on that post that I did on the tribe page, because it just boosts us all up and it reminds us all what we're doing. And also we are going to hopefully pass them over, and you never know, they might get shown at convention. So please do add to that any positive testimonial. Just that's going to help everybody, and you know, people are going to be bouncing off each other, asking what they used, what they did, all of that stuff. So it's really good.
And I put the incentive trip on there because I thought today was going to be the first day where you could see actually the standings of where people were. I know it's quite early days, but they haven't actually put it up yet. They're supposed to put it up every Monday now. They'll update the standings, and to see the standings and see where you are, you need to go to doTERRA Everyday Europe. Click on the incentive trip icon, and then it will take you, and you can just look at the standings if you've never done that before. Yeah. Although it's not up there at the moment, but that's how you keep track of where you are. And if you're on the list of 100, remember, finishing the top 100 by the end of July, you're a winner.
You can do it.
I put RAC up there just because you guys are all, you know, you're all above elite. You've all got people you're looking after, and some of them are doing the RAC, and you might be doing it yourself. And the feedback we got from the first training that people went to last week was that it was really good, but they found some of it maybe a little bit overwhelming.
A bit daunting.
A lot of sampling to do, expecting a lot from people. And we just wanted to say, you know, make sure that you're all right and that your people are all right. And actually, you don't have to do all of that. You take what you want from it. Don't be daunted or put off by that, and not to feel pressured about that. And
I mean,
just do it in your own way.
Some people will do those 50 samples a week, but you know, a lot of people will just take what they need from RAC, and so that's what, as leaders ourselves, that's what we want you to know.
Yeah.
Don't let it put you off. There'll be great information on RAC
all the way through. It was quite a hard start, wasn't it? It was quite a very right. We're network marketing now. This is what we do. We sample all these people, and it's all, you know. And I wanted you to know that's not necessarily.
Yeah.
That's not how we are.
So do tell your people that, you know, because that was a little bit of the feedback that we got, and they don't have to go for it that way.
No, not a chance. But just do some of it, obviously, but just go through the whole process, because I think, like Emily says, there'll be some amazing trainings on there. Mm-hmm. So just take the bits you like. Yeah.
And then I just wanted to remind you guys that the 200 offer this month that was announced is obviously Immortelle. Which is really a beautiful, beautiful, very, very expensive oil. Now, I know that Becky Bowles, Senior, has actually done a webinar on Immortelle this evening, and so hopefully we'll get access to that. And I have a whole presentation for you on Cyprus oil, but obviously we've run out of time, so I'm just going to very, very, very quickly run through Cyprus oil with you, just a bit of product info. Cyprus oil is an amazing oil, okay, and obviously it's on 10% off this month, okay. Now, cyprus is a great cure for wounds, and also it heals infections very fast. It's also a great oil that you can be using for cramps and muscle pulls, okay. And it, you know, when used topically, it reduces spasm, okay, and it increases blood circulation and eases chronic pain. So it's a natural treatment for carpal tunnel, which is obviously an inflammation of the wrist.
Obviously.
Yeah, and it just reduces the swelling and the inflammation and the pain. And also it decreases fluid retention as well. It's actually known as the oil of flow and motion, okay? And actually, interestingly, this oil aids toxin removals because it's a diuretic. So it's actually really good right now with our cleanse program starting, because it's going to help to eliminate toxins from the body and cleanse the liver. So cyprus has been researched to lower cholesterol levels, which I found really interesting, because it's been shown that there's some big words here, but it has isolated compounds in the oil, including cosmocin, caffeic acid, and p-cumaric acid, which showed up basically these compounds significantly decreased glutamate, oxaloacetate, transminase, pyridine, and transaminase, and cholesterol levels, basically. You know, there's really some really big words there, but basically it will help lower your cholesterol levels.
And Emily's just plucking those words. She's got them
no,
on her
I did
head.
a little bit of research on this earlier. So look it up, basically. And also, it's an oil that promotes blood clotting when needed, okay? So it's a good oil for heavy menstruation, and it can stop excess blood flow and promote clotting of the blood, because it has hemostatic and astringent properties, okay? And it leads to the contraction of blood vessels. So it can also promote contraction of the skin, the muscles, the hair follicles, and the gums, interestingly. It's a natural fibroid treatment and an endometriosis remedy. Can
you take Cyprus internally?
No. So I'll get to that in a minute, but it eliminates respiratory conditions and helps to clear up phlegm, which builds up in the respiratory system or the lungs, okay? So it really calms the respiratory system down. And it's a great oil for asthma and bronchitis because of that. It can be used as a natural deodorant due to its antibacterial properties. So what I like to do is add some of the essential oils to the palm of my hand and then rub in my doTERRA deodorant, because that's quite a gentle deodorant, and then apply it, and it's just a little bit more powerful, but it obviously has antibacterial properties. It's an oil that relieves anxiety because it has sedative effects, and it's also an energizing oil because it stimulates feelings of happiness, and it's particularly helpful for stress. And also because it stimulates blood flow, it's a great oil for varicose veins, spider veins, and cellulite, and also for arthritis. This is an oil not to be used internally, avoided in pregnancy, always dilute and test first, obviously. So they would be our tips on Cyprus. I hope that was a bit brief, but I hope that helped.
Really good. Okay, right. We'll let people get on to the other training.
RAC is on now. If you want to hop over onto Nathan and Beck's call, I'm sure they'll be happy to see you. And as we said, please don't, feel like it's really strict like that. Just take what you need from it.
Absolutely. And also encourage people to come on the trainings tomorrow night, the Rising Elites. Yeah. We had a lovely training with them last week. We talked about peppermint and lavender and lemon. We did some basic stuff, and they were all asking questions, and there's a really nice vibe about the training. So try and encourage your Rising Elites to come onto that.
Yeah, and lovely. So tomorrow we will be doing a bit more basic product training with them. We'll be doing melaleuca and oregano and going into those oils in a bit more depth, and then just recapping on everything else that the Rising Elites will need to know. Perfect.
Brilliant. Okay, thank you guys. Good luck. Have a lovely week.